At Riverstone Church, we believe that God has called us to partner with Him in the transformation of our community.
This passion in my heart, this stirring in my soul, to see the nations bow, for all the world to know, I'm living for your glory on the earth.
However, we also know that Jesus instructed us to make disciples of all nations. So we love the nations, and we believe that God is calling us to send people all over the world. In fact, 10% of every dollar that we receive goes into our missions budget. That means about $180,000 a year is spent on missions, both foreign missions and local missions. We spend about $12,000 a month in missionary support, people who are overseas as full-time missionaries. We also send a number of teams all over the world. We've been to India, we've been to Scotland, we've been to Spain, we've been to Costa Rica, we've been to Guatemala, and several other places. When we send a team, we feel that God has called us to invest in those teams. And so from our missions budget, we give up to 25% of the cost for each individual team member's trip.
But then being able to just go on the trip myself, I just felt that I was able to go and be used by God in a way that I couldn't really be used here. We were bringing things to them that we just take for granted here. So that was really a neat thing for me. Another thing that was really special, though, that was just being part of what God's doing more than right here, at Riverstone here in Cobb County, being able to see what God is doing in Peru, in the mountains all over Peru, really. Being able to partner with that and just be part of something besides what is your normal surrounding was just incredible. And feeling like God could use you wherever and in different ways was just a great feeling.
Through this time, he was giving me words of knowledge, and he was telling me a lot just to go. And through many people in the church, they were just saying, the Lord's telling me to go. I see a lot of people said, I see an angel behind you. He has your back, and the Lord's telling you just to go. And of course, soon enough, I got an invitation to go to Costa Rica on a mission trip. And of course, I was like, okay, Lord, I'm going. So I went. The Lord really showed up in Costa Rica. He taught me that he could use just tiny things, that he could provide, and then when he makes a promise and when he says that he will provide, that he will come through and he will make it happen.
Bring the Lord to the nations of the earth. Let your glory be seen. Burn us, Lord, a passion for your name.
We went to India and Scotland this past year and did youth camps. We were able to see the young kids in those nations come to know Jesus. We had several salvations on both trips. Imagine a kid in India who's been a Hindu his whole life coming to a new relationship with his God, coming to a new relationship with the living God, and to understand that Jesus surpasses all the other things he'd ever learned. In that moment, you're changing generations, you're changing lives and families. The implications are immeasurable, and heaven rejoices because from now on we're going to have generations of kids in India who know Jesus.
I think for a lot of people, one thing that holds them back from going to do missions is fear of just not being able to go due to finances or just due to no supporters or just fear of anything. But I just want to tell you that you can go, because if you're called to go somewhere, the Lord is going to absolutely provide. And don't lose hope, because there's always hope out there where Jesus is. So go do it. Go change the world.
We want every person at Riverstone Church to get involved in missions. For some, that means giving money. For others, it means going on a trip. We want as many as possible to leave the country, and for some of them, to come back.